morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Welcome to the morning message. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. We back. Dry skin and all. I should have put a little BP on this morning. Forgive me. But listen, this is how I woke up. I just got out of my mindful meditation, pulling some cards for myself. I didn't do my journaling just yet. And then the time started creeping up to get close enough to do this morning message. And I didn't even have a message. I didn't even have a title this morning. I've been feeling for it, trying to sit with it, and literally nothing came to me. So, what I'm going to do this morning is probably a little different than what I normally do. I'm just going to pull some cards and speak the energies of the cards with no title, with no foreknowing about where the messages are going. But yeah, I'm just going to share. Might be a little shorter than it normally is because I'm not going to force it. I literally did not feel anything drop into my spirit this morning to talk about. So I'm just going to share what comes in these cards most immediately. So it may feel like a bunch of sound bites. It may feel like a cohesive story for you. I don't know what y'all experiencing. But I'm going to just share the messages and see how it goes. For anybody who wants to learn more about what I typically do as an intuitive life coach, I welcome you to go to begreateveryday.com. So maybe, I didn't, my name's Alami, by the way. Yeah, Alami Bashir. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna share these messages and then we'll see how it goes. So, starting with the Moonology card deck. Um, as I get ready for the messages, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? I think what's happening for me today as I get ready to share these messages is I feel like my format is about to change. Those of you who love chiming into the morning message to hear me channel in real time, you'll still get to experience that as I shift things around. But it's very clear to me that I have to start showing up a little bit differently. So I think that's why nothing really dropped into my awareness today, is because I feel myself transforming in real time. I feel my priorities shifting. I feel my message getting tighter. I just feel a little bit more focused in how I'm supposed to be showing up. And I feel like I want to just start that next week. So today, I'm going to share some cards of wisdom. Feel free to take notes. It feels like a good idea for many of you. Particularly those of you who are working on your health and wellness, this is probably a good day to take some notes. And now my connection is acting up. Let's see. Throw some hearts in the chat if you can hear me. My connection is trying to act up. What's up, Kelly? What am I doing today? I am talking to you all right now, and I have a couple other appointments to do some more talking. No, I have a couple of clients today, and yeah, I'm just doing a lot of behind the scenes planning of my future. Okay, it is back. Thank you for that, love. Um, yeah, someone asked, what am I doing today? Today, I'm doing a lot of grounding, a lot of self reflection. I'm doing a lot of personal planning for how I want to show up next week. Today, what I'm doing is really focusing in on what my big ambitions are, and I'm clarifying those visions so that I can know what direction I want to move in. Today, I'm being very intentional about how I use my time and energy, particularly as I'm building toward things that I want to do in the future, in the near future. So that's what I'm doing today. A lot of strategic planning, personal planning, self reflection. And I encourage you all to do the same. That's what it looks like to be a purpose driven person. You have to actually clarify what your purpose is before you put forth the effort and energy to move forward toward it. So that's what I'm doing today, in addition to pulling these cards of wisdom. I welcome you all to throw your individual questions in the chat if you have questions around your life or livelihood, things you're trying to figure out within yourself. Um, I feel my energy really being more drawn to start doing more intuitive readings online as opposed to just channeling a message. I want to talk to real people who have real problems, and I want to help you all get clarity as to how you can move through them. That is how I want to spend my attention and energy, and so I need to create more platform for you all to engage me in that way. Obviously, anybody who wants to book a private personal reading, there's a platform for that, begreateveryday.com. You can book a clarity call or an intuitive human design reading. Either way, we can get in real time to have a conversation. And that's what I love to do. So that's my focus today. Hello, Phyllis. Grand Rising, my love. Glad to see you back out in these streets. I hope all is as good as it can be. Okay, I'll say that. Sometimes things aren't necessarily well, but we can make them as good as they can be. So, as I jump right into the collective message today, and we don't know what the topic is, I'm just showing up to share. Well, look at that. The card says transformation. Okay. As I just responded, so what I'm doing today, is very much in alignment with this card. Is I'm looking at what I want to transform in my life, in my career, in my relationships, in my self care. I'm looking at how do I level up from here. That's the time I'm taking today. Is I'm really dedicating conscious time, attention, and energy into what some might call pre-planning, which for me is just a lot of reflection. Before this live, I was just sitting here grounding in my meditation, feeling for what spirit is calling for me to do today. So it's very timely you should ask that question. Thank you so much, Colin. So today, that's what I'm doing. And I know it's Friday, it's like the end of the week. Most people start, planning things at the top of the week, but it really is a day of self-reflection for me. It really is. It's a day for me to really center in on what am I manifesting. And I wonder how much time do you guys take time to do these things? Like, do you take time for just not like goal setting and planning, but just like to sit in the possibility of a vision? What some might call daydreaming. I don't see it as daydreaming because that feels like it's fictitious and not attainable. But do you ever just kind of sit in the energy of your desires, even if you don't know how you're going to get them? Like that's what I'm doing. Is I'm sitting in the energy of my desires to feel for what's calling me forward. What's calling me forward? Like what's getting my attention? What's lighting me up right now? That's what I'm paying attention to. Is really what makes me excited when I think about my future. That's what I want to put my attention and energy in. So that's what I'm doing. Tazai. Okay, so what are you doing? Because the card says transformation. So this is a call to action for us to start doing something differently. Okay. It's a season of elevation. It's not just doing it differently, it's doing it in a way that is better for you. And what does that mean? What does that mean to you? What are you trying to do better at? Are you trying to do anything with intention? Or are you just kind of living by the seat of your pants and whatever comes in today is what I'll deal with? Okay. First card out that I have here, that transformation card is the bottom of the deck, so that's kind of like the theme of the message. But the first card out here it says communicate. And I told you I don't really know the theme or the ambition for these messages today, but we just gonna take them as they come in. And the card says communicate. And I know for me how this resonates as someone who's constantly building things and constructing programs and offers and all kinds of things. I don't always communicate to people that I've created these things. One of the things that I'm sitting here with as I'm kind of manifesting my next destiny, I am paying attention to how I show up on social media platforms. I'm paying attention to how I communicate what I do to people. I'm just taking more notice of of how proactively I am sharing what I want people to know about me and what I do. And I don't think I do a very good job of that aside from these morning messages. So I don't know what that looks like for you in your season of change and how communication plays a role in that. Is it for you to share with other people what some of your goals and ambitions are? What are some of your drives? Is it for you to talk to somebody about how to get more clear about your purpose and what direction you want your life to go? Do you need to talk to a therapist or a coach or an advisor? Do you need to talk to your spouse or your family or your friends to inform them of what your ambitions are and the things that you really want out of life that maybe you're not achieving? Like, how does this energy of communication show up for you? It might be just you speaking out loud and being honest with yourself about where you're at and where you want to go and where you might be falling short. So, I don't know how it resonates for you all, but this is a season of change, as I keep saying to you all. And it's not just doing things different, it's doing things in a more effective, more orderly, more organized way so that you can get more of what you want. And this communication card is telling me a lot. I feel like there's some emails that need to go out, there's some conversations that need to be had, there's some lives that people need to go do. Y'all know who you are who be avoiding social media because you don't want to show up and be vulnerable. That'd be me sometime. But it's like this next season of change requires us to communicate differently, to show up differently in our communication. It may be for you to be more transparent, more open and honest with yourself, with others. It may be for you to be more brazen about what you know and how you know it. So many of us feel so insecure about public speaking and like putting ourselves out there because we feel like we may not know enough, or we feel like others may judge us or be skeptics of what we do know or poke holes in what we do know. So we hold back from sharing the wisdom that we already embody. This next season of life is not just a season of identity shifting, it's a new attitude, as my girl Patti LaBelle used to say. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got a new attitude. Okay. That's what it's given. And that's what the next card is really giving us as well. But as I look at it, the next card that came out says change your tune. And by the way, I have a 3 card spread. It started with communicate. Now we've got change your tune that's showing up in the challenge. And then the last card says cleansings. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. But communication that changes your tune looks like telling a different story, sharing a new narrative about your life, about what you want. Communication is not just complaining and focusing on lack and scarcity. Communication can be affirming as you're moving into this season of transformation. It's not telling people, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm taking this risk. I'm doing this thing, but I don't know. It may not work out. It's not moving with pessimism. It's moving in true optimism of true knowing that what you're working on or what you're shifting or changing in your life is not just going to be better, but it's going to be the best thing you could do. Like it's what you absolutely must do for you. Okay. It's not communicating in a way that says that you have doubt or that you have uncertainty. It's communicating with confidence about at least what you want, even if you don't know how to get it. It's like, no, I'm very clear that this is what I desire, this is what I deserve, and this is what makes me happy. Okay. For many of you, this communication is really about declaring what makes you happy. Okay. This card says change your tune. See the instruments and whatnot. I got the moon in the background. It's like changing your tune is like it's very much change your mindset, change your language, change your attitude, and change your frequency. Okay. In this season of deep transformation, which we all are going through, whether we recognize it or not, No matter what you're doing and how you're doing it, this season is calling for people to become more purpose driven, more intentional about what you're doing, where you're putting your energy, what you believe in, what you like, what you want. It's like it's hella intentional in this next season. We're gone are the days where we're just blindly doing things for the sake of doing them. It's like now we want to do them for a reason. Okay. So, whatever you're looking to change in your life right now, be very intentional about it. Don't just be like, okay, I'm not doing what I used to do anymore. I'm just going to do this. Like, make sure that the new this is very much foundational to building what you want in the future. Okay. Make sure that this new this that you're doing is really is self-focused. It's really rooted in what you want, not what others want for you or what others project to be the best case scenario for you. Okay. And this cleansing card, I think, is telling a very unique story as well, as we again had the first couple of cards of communicate, change your tune, and then cleansing. I feel like some of you all, as they used to say, you need to wash your mouth out with soap. It's giving that, not literally, but figuratively. Some of you, your communication is so negative, it's so doubtful, it's so worst case scenario laden that it's hard for you to think about the possibility of something new and exciting happening and the possibility of you being able to live better and like how you're living and like the people you're surrounded with and like what you're doing. It's like some of you are so far removed from what you really, really want and what you really like that it's hard for you to even imagine being able to achieve it and experience it, feel it, embody it. Okay. And so this cleansing is very much about not necessarily literally washing your mouth out with soap, but it is about being very particular about what you give yourself permission to say. It's like cleansing your thoughts and cleansing your language so that it's not negative and pessimistic, that it has more hope and potential built into it. Like these are the kinds of changes that are necessary in this season. Changes that build hope and potential, foster hope and potential. Like that's what a growth mindset is really built in, is that mindset that says no matter what is happening, I can grow to a greater potential from this. Okay. Tanvi, I don't think I have an accent, but okay. As most Americans will say that. I don't think I have an accent until we go to another country. All right, so that's what we're talking about so far is change, transformation, and how important your self-talk is to that process. Okay. Whew. How important your communication is to the process of change. Okay. All right, I'm moving on. These messages are going to be short and sweet. I'm just letting them come in how they come in. Okay. Let me say something real quick. Shout out to my folks who work in health and wellness. Shout out to my helpers. Whatever you do, however you do it, whether you're a coach, a therapist, a doctor, a nurse, a fitness trainer, a nutritionist, a somatic practitioner, a Kundalini activator, a yoga practitioner, whatever you do that helps people to live better and live well, shout out to y'all. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some more lives talking to that particular demographic because we all over the place. It's time for helpers to log on and report for duty, and people are out here worried about all the wrong things. Instead of banding together, how can we all band together to help more people? Folks over here worried about their degrees, other folks over here worried about their money, other folks worried about their reputation, other folks worried about their affiliations, other folks is worried about brand sponsorship, other folks is worried about all kind of shit that don't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, can you help people or not? Do you want to help people or not? And I'm talking to some of you who haven't even decided that you are a helping professional. Those of you who with seeds of an idea or an ambition that really is designed to serve and help others transform or elevate their life, and you're sitting here worried about how you look on TV and if your background is good enough to be on social media. And you worried about who's gonna edit your videos as opposed to just posting the video as it is. Like, we be worried about all the wrong things. I know for me, I used to be real worried about my website and how that I just felt like that was just such a game changer. And it's not. What's a game changer is me. Me showing up to share, to talk, to help, to heal. Like, that's what's most important. Doesn't matter, if all of my socials look pretty and aesthetic. It doesn't matter if my website has all the links of all the things of all the forevers for people to learn and learn and learn and all the things. Like, it doesn't matter. They just need to know how to contact me, where to find me, and how to work with me. All the rest, the pictures and the copy, all of that shit can be figured out in time. And I know I'm just not just talking to myself, I'm talking to somebody out here who's stuck in the same place. You're stuck on, I don't have a website. So now you're not offering the service that you provide. Or you're stuck on, I don't want to go live. And so now you're not talking to people about what you do and how you can help them. And then trust me, I've been in that same shape. I've been in that same boat, getting stuck in all the same ways because I'm too preoccupied with myself and not focused enough on the mission. Okay. And I got the card of resistance. And that's why we be doing that, is that we be creating barriers and obstacles in our own way that really don't even exist. But we make them exist because we need a reason not to do the thing. Because we're scared or we're intimidated by our own ambition, or because we don't know if we're good enough or if people will like us or accept us how we show up to do what we do. It's all resistance. Okay, they're all different forms of inner resistance, or what you might call even self sabotage. Okay, it's like so many of us are helpers and healers that we never went to school for it. We never took any training program. No one ever taught us exactly how to do the modality that we are so gifted to do. But we don't do it because we're afraid of other people judging us. Oh my God. Essence, why? I didn't even know you were in here, Essence. Why, when I started talking, you were the first face that I saw. I wasn't trying to think about you, and then here you go with a hello. I didn't even know you was in here. Yes, girl, I'm talking to you. Oh my God. And that is such I mean, oh my goodness is right, child. I mean, if the spirit ain't on your head right now, and I don't know what this card, number 22, the number 22 means anything to you, but I feel a need to say that to you as well. Yeah, girl, you're not alone. There's so many people in the world with natural gifts and talents to hold space for people and to nurture people and to help them unpack themselves. And I know, shout out to all of my therapists who feel like they're the only people that are entitled to do this work because they have a quote license. But the truth is that we have ancestors upon ancestors upon ancestors who've been doing this work without any quote legal credibility, and who have been ordained and destined to help and heal and serve in this way. And many of you are our ancestors. You are. And I'll go as far as to say the one qualifier for someone who is eligible to hold space for someone is just the desire. Someone who desires to hold the space. And I'm not taking away from the level of skill and intentionality that also needs to accompany that desire. But if you know you are purposed to do this work, you know you have a calling on your life to show up for people and support people and listen to people and help guide people to their next level of success and elevation in their mental, emotional, spiritual life. If you know you have a calling on your life to do that, it's not for you to just show up and do it. It is for you to master your craft. Master it. And in any degree of mastery, we're learning from experts. We're learning from people who know. We want to know what the experts know when you want to become a master at something. So you may not need anybody to give you permission to do the work, but you do need to feel qualified. And if you don't feel certain that you are qualified, continue learning, continue growing, continue shadowing people, become an apprentice, get a mentor. Okay. Do the work that you need to do to feel more proficient so that you can fulfill your purpose. But the first main primary requirement is not a degree or certificate or credential, it is the desire to serve. That's what purpose is, to be of use or utility to someone or something else, to be of use and utility, to be willing to be used. It's that willingness that so many of us can't get past. We can't graduate past, I want to, but enter excuse, doubt, fear, worry, uncertainty. I'm so glad you're here to hear that message, Essence. I swear to God, you flashed right into my brain when I said it. Ah, so, this is a kind of, again, this is just an assortment of messages. I don't really have a timeline or central theme for them all. But I needed all of that for sure. Come on, girl. Spirit know exactly where we are and what we need. And we be showing up at just the right time to receive it if we just trust the process. I'm not just saying that to you, I'm saying that to myself. I'm reminding all of us of this truth. The Spirit knows exactly what we all need, and it comes at exactly the right time if we just trust that process. I may not feel the clarity and know all the details today, but I know I will know when it's time. And any part of you that can't subscribe to that thought process is a hater. And yes, we all have an inner hater. We call it an inner critic. Okay, our inner critic doesn't always have the potential to sit in possibility. Our inner critic sometimes is real stuck on the past or real focused on the future that hasn't come yet. Sometimes our inner critic, that be the main problem of all the problems. It's not the education, it's not the audience, it's not the opportunities. All of those things might be right at our footstool, but we are so worried about being good enough, and we are so worried about saying the right things the right way, as opposed to just speaking from our heart. And I'm telling you that as someone who's also still working through some parts of that. It's way easier for me to come before the camera and channel a message than it is for me to just come and say, give myself permission to say what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling. That's way easier for me to just channel. I can bypass all of my little ego mind, tell it go sit down over here because we're doing God's work right now, as opposed to showing up with the full embodiment of course, those gifts that are always here, but also my honest truth, my honest opinion about a thing. That'd be so hard. I'd be so worried about what people are going to say or what people are going to think, as opposed to saying the things and letting people chew on that, get whatever they're supposed to get out of it. So I'm learning still too, you guys. It is a process of mastery, not perfection. Okay. Self mastery doesn't happen overnight. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a process of becoming. It does require intentional action. Okay. Intentional surrender. There's a lot of things we got to do on purpose. Okay. Self mastery. It is a commitment to the process of self improvement, not the arrival. It's a commitment to the process of self improvement. That's what self mastery is. Okay. And so that's what I try to foster in everybody. That's what I foster in my own life. I show up in as imperfect as I can. I barely wash my face. I'm not even sure I brushed my teeth. I'm pretty sure I did it. And I just wake up to show up. Y'all gonna get what you get. Okay. Anyhow, Let me continue. Um, Soul forgiveness card popped out of here, and I have to talk about this. So, transparency moment. I woke up this morning and was feeling for what am I supposed to be talking about today? And the I pulled some cards for myself, and the card of forgiveness came out. Sorry. The card of forgiveness. Yeah, the card of forgiveness came out. And notice that this one just came out too. This is a whole other deck I was working with. And the card of forgiveness. And forgiveness has been a theme that I've been working with in my own life because, again, that inner critic, that inner hater that tries to tell us who we are and what we're capable of and what we're not capable of. I too struggle with that, very much so. And in particular, this energy of forgiveness is definitely a theme in my life that has created a lot of blockages for me. And this theme relates to a number of different aspects of my life experience. As I've told many of you, I never set out to be an entrepreneur. That's never something I ever thought that was possible for me. I never really saw myself as being capable to be an entrepreneur because of the self discipline and the regimen and structure and organization and taxes and all the other things that come with owning your own business. I never saw myself as that person. And one of the reasons why I never saw myself as that person is because I had bad money management habits when I was younger. And hell, it's questionable even still now. All right. I think I'm back now. Yeah. So, okay, boom. Thank you. So, managing money has not been kind of the guidepost that I would grade myself, my success stories on, particularly growing up, because no one ever really taught me how to manage money. It taught me how to spend money, which I love to spend money most of the time. But managing money, strategizing money for long term strategy, that's not something that I learned in my house. That's something that I've had to learn over time as an adult. And so managing money has always been a sore spot for me. My inner critic has gone ham around that part of my life and my habits. So when I started thinking about entrepreneurship, it's like, I don't think I can do that. Okay. And one of the reasons why is because I've never really forgiven myself for what I mistakes or mismanagement of my resources in years prior. I literally still am doing deep forgiveness work around that so that I can release myself of that judgment and harsh criticism that keeps telling myself you can't do it, you don't do it well, you're not the person to do the things. It's like I'm having to unravel those lies in real time and still in real time in 2026 I'm having to do deep-seated work to affirm for myself like no, you can do this. And I know you might have done that in the past. That was the past. Today's a new day. You have new potential. Focus on your new potential. Like that is in my head real hard. Okay. Other things, it's like and I'm just talking about the areas of forgiveness that show up in my life, and I see Christine is sharing some of hers. I love that. I'm noticing sadness and regret that comes up, and so there is a grief that needs to be felt and forgiveness of myself for all I didn't get to do, haven't achieved. Yes, that part. When I think back on how I managed money back in my 20s, I used to live rent free for like damn near almost I'm gonna say 10 years. I don't know why it keeps glitching, but I don't know why it keeps glitching, but I hope that you guys can hear me. Yeah. Um Yeah, I was a frivolous spender at a time where I could have been saving thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands of dollars. But that wasn't my reality. So I'm still holding myself hostage to what unconsciously I feel to be mistakes or again, the mismanagement that could have been different, could have made my life so much different, right? I could have all kind of assets if I had saved that money as opposed to just fucking it off. But you live and you learn. But that's an area of forgiveness that I'm still working through. I'm still working through other areas of forgiveness, even as it relates not just to myself, but to certain relationships that I've had. And it's not just about those relationships, it's about the impact that it's left on me. It's like as an entrepreneur who's meant to work in collaboration with lots of different people in order to execute this big vision, I don't always trust people. And the reason why I don't always trust people is because I haven't done forgiveness work around people that I feel have done me wrong. And so it's odd to think how forgiveness can be such a prominent topic and we start talking about things outside of just casual relationship or romance or friendships. It's like that energy of how we build relationship in our immediate community, that all creates an impression inside of us. It sets a standard for what we should expect from other people. Or at least that's how it plays out unconsciously. It's not always true, right? Every new person is a new person, but we often carry the baggage of other experiences and other relationships into new encounters. And I find that to be a problem for myself as well. So it's like as I'm sitting here and I told you all, I'm literally doing a lot of self reflection today. I'm doing a lot of future oriented planning today, sitting with what am I being called and drawn to. There's pieces of my puzzle that I'm not being called and drawn to, only not because it's not work for me to do, but because I need to do some more self reflection and forgiveness work, shadow work, so that I can be more open to doing it. I can be more open to partnering because I actually have trust in the relationships that I'm building. That's a big thing for me right now. That's a big, big, big thing for me right now. It's like forgiving myself for where I feel like I could have done or said something different to someone before. Maybe it's someone who needs to forgive me. It's not even just I need to forgive them. And then because I'm harboring those feelings like, oh, they don't like me, I did it wrong, I could have did it different. I'm carrying that energy forward into my new vision, wondering why I can't show up on social media and feel comfortable and feel safe. It's because I'm judging myself hard, and I think other people are judging myself as well. And a lot of it has to do with just not letting myself off the hook for how I've shown up in other situations before. So I don't know how these messages resonate for you, but I know this is something that I have to continue to unpack. Is different aspects of where I'm holding on to negative emotion. Because that's really what forgiveness is about. It's not about, you can't rewrite history of whatever the history was. You can't rewrite it. But it is important for us to pay attention to how unforgiveness plays out in our life. It's like we may not have forgiven our family for judging something that we want to do or a way we want to show up and because we still have those negative feelings about their projections on us, we don't go and just show up how we want to show up because we're still harboring all of this stuff that really we need to let go of and forgive those people who judged us, forgive those people who didn't honor us or respect us or who don't respect our gifts and talents. It's like you got to let that stuff go in order to be able to liberate yourself and go forward into your new reality. So I don't know how much these messages are helping you all, but it definitely is a firm reminder of how important it is for me to continue to do the shadow work in forgiveness because it's more than what meets the eye. It's more than just saying, I know that person didn't mean it and letting it go. It's like really unpacking in true forgiveness. It's, forgiveness we can give to not just others, but even ourselves when we can acknowledge what happened, connect with the feelings of what happened and recognize what we can do different and choose to do it different the next time. It's like any good apology is not just a, I'm sorry, it's a recognition of the impact and then a declaration of what behavior change will happen next time. And I think that's the goal for all of us. especially if you're struggling with self-forgiveness, which I see Christine is resonating with that too. Self-forgiveness requires us to acknowledge what happened, acknowledge the impact of what happened, and acknowledge what we will do different moving forward. Like that's how we start breaking through to our next level, oddly enough. It's not just about building the websites and showing up on social media. Sometimes you got to do some more of this shadow work so that you can do all of those other things confidently and comfortably. I so much want to skip over all the regret, self anger, sadness, etc. But I'm noticing the breakthrough comes when I can really with those dark feelings. Exactly. That's exactly right. And that's the name of the game when you start talking about forgiveness. It's sitting in those feelings for a second. It's really paying attention to those hard feelings, whether it's your feelings or even the feelings that might be projected towards you from another person. Like it's so important. Thank you for sharing, Christine. So, forgiveness work. I got to put that back on my to-do list. I was trying to ignore it, but clearly two cards of forgiveness coming out is a clear indicator that I need to do some more work in that area. All right. Um, Final cards. I'm going to keep this message short and sweet. I got to keep my voice because I got to do a reading and a meeting. And I might show up again on social. But these morning messages are going to shift a little bit. And I'm not sure if it's still going to stay the same platform or if I'm going to start a different platform. But I've heard you all's requests for more live readings, and I agree. I want to do more live readings. I'm not sure YouTube is a platform. I'm just going to be experimenting. That's just how I'm going to learn. Is I got to taste test a couple of places and see what feels most aligned. But yeah, I got to shift up some things, and I'm going to be sitting with that this weekend to see what that really feels like. But I know I'm here to serve, and I want to serve more of you, and like literally helping you to get clarity around your problems in real time. So that's going to look like more live intuitive readings on air. And those of you who are, feel safe and encouraged to share, I really welcome you all. When I do live readings, I hope that you all will chime in and not, be so self-conscious, like, oh, I don't want people to know that I'm struggling with it. Listen, like we all have to break out of that mode. If I have to break out of that mode, y'all got to break out of it too, because this is how we all learn and grow. Is people got to stop pretending like they don't have problems, and everybody got to start keeping it real. So then we can all like come to the table with our real shit and actually get some clarity and resolve. All right, feel what you say. I practice saying I forgive you and wish you well until it resonates deeply in my soul. Now I can move on. Yeah, sometimes those are affirmations that work. For me, I find I really connecting with my feelings. Like just, it's like when somebody does something that hurts your feelings, like they may not honor the feelings, but I am learning for myself that it's important for me to pay attention to the feeling. Like they don't have to get it, I do. It's like we like when people can recognize it, especially if they're apologizing, like they really apologize because they understand the impact of their action and how it made you feel. But we can't always expect that. And that doesn't mean that we don't still issue the forgiveness. The forgiveness lets us off the hook, you guys. It lets us release the negative energy that we're holding on, we're harboring and holding for them, thinking that it's hurting them because we're mad at them. They don't give a fuck. A lot of times, sorry, it's true. A lot of times we be stuck on. I'm hearing stuck on stupid. We be stuck on stupid with stuff, thinking that we're punishing the other person, but they have no idea how we feel because those feelings are all running up inside of us, and it's not even impacting anybody but us. So why wouldn't I forgive that person? It's a poison that's killing me. I want to free myself of this. I don't know. Everybody don't think that way. All right, last cards of the day. Okay, this one's trying to pop. Last cards of the day from our little hodgepodge reading. By the way, those of you who want to book a one-on-one session, the details are in the show notes. Go to begreateveryday.com, book a clarity call. This card keeps popping out too. Freak. And it's in the challenge. I love that. Oh my God. So I feel like a lot of this message is around transformation. It's really about elevating. That's generally what I talk about every day, but this feels very specific to how to elevate. Okay, we were talking about communication being one of those gateways, one of those things that needs to change as you're elevating, how you communicate. These cards are coming in as further affirmation of that as well. Okay, and oh, okay. We were talking about transformation. The card of loss comes up. Okay, what the hell does that mean? Loss. So, when you grow, you grow. You go from one stage to another. You are leaving where you used to be, how you used to be, what it used to be. And you are now going to a new stage, a new level, a new experience. Okay, it's a new place of arrival. And when we grow, we do leave behind an old version, an old life, old things, old friendships, old ways of being. There is a loss that happens with growth. With any degree of transformation and change means something is no longer what it used to be. Okay. And there is a grief and loss over that. I'll be honest, part of my reservation for really going harder in the paint to create more of a public persona for myself is that I don't want to lose my privacy. I like having privacy. I like moving around the world and not being bothered by people who recognize me through social media or know me from something else important that I've done. I selfishly don't want that. And that is part of the push pull in my experiences. In as much as I want to create deep impact that goes far and wide, I like just blending into life. I know I'm special, but I don't want to necessarily be treated as extraordinarily special. Like that part doesn't appeal to me. The part where people are pulling on your energy and want your attention and want pictures and want time and they want something. That part doesn't appeal to me. So, as much as I am excited to keep elevating and moving into more of a public persona and public platform, that part of little Lami who just wants to, mind her business and stay in the cut, because to know me is to know I like to be in the cut. If I'm somewhere, I'm not going to be center stage and all of the things. You're going to see me in the back corner, in the right, left, little duck off. Like, I'm usually on the periphery. Okay. I get enough attention when I just walk in a room doing normal stuff. So it's not I'm not starved for attention. But there's a contrast. You want to be known for being impactful widely, that comes with a price. That comes with an aspect of my life experience that I have to leave it behind, which is not being known. Okay. So I don't know what it looks like for you all in accordance with what your ambitions and what the things that you really want out of life is, but there is a letting go of the old in order to embrace the new. There is a grief and loss experience that happens in that process of transforming your life, because sometimes we are growing, but it doesn't mean that our old life was shitty. It just means we're growing to now a new stage, a new frontier, new experiences. It doesn't mean I hated who I used to be all the time. And so sometimes it really is a tough transition. Okay. Sometimes it is a tough transition, but I got four cards here to emphasize why this is so important, why this grief and loss experience when we're growing is so important, is because abundance is near. And, we often ask for more than what we're experiencing in our life, not realizing that that requires us to shut the door on an old experience that is outdated. But with like in that grief and loss, there's two sides of the coin. I'm letting go of this, but I'm gaining all of that. And for some of you, most of you, it's this kind of mindset that's really going to be what fuels you forward. Okay. Because I get it. Sometimes we don't want to let go of what's familiar, what's comfortable, what feels good. Okay, it might even feel good. May not be the greatest, but it might feel a little good. It's like to open the door to expansion and abundance, we have to let go. So I want to ask you all, what is it that you're being called to let go of in order for you to rise into a new level of abundance? What are you being called to let go of? For some of you, it's your independence. That part of you that feels so proud of your ability to get things done by yourself with no other person's help or influence. For some of you, this next level is calling for you to let go of that mindset because it's just not sustainable. It's not scalable. It's not scalable. As someone who has done primarily one on one work in coaching, I've hosted some groups throughout the years and whatnot, but primarily the work that I do is one on one. And I'm having to let go of that reality that that's just not sustainable. If I want more people to be helped, to be healed, to grow, to prosper, to walk in their purpose and do it proudly, I've got to be able to talk to more people quicker than one on one. One on one is not going to get it. It's not, I can't split myself in that many one on one directions to be able to create the kind of impact that I can create with groups. So it's like I'm losing one aspect of life that I love and it's familiar, but I'm also gaining increase. I'm getting more of what I want when I choose to change in this way. Okay. So, for many of you, it is about developing this kind of growth mindset, realizing that when we have to let go of something, it's because we're creating space for something bigger, something better, something newer and improved to come in. Okay. Um, Next card that came out says help. Okay, and this card keeps coming out. Forgiveness keeps coming out, and help keeps coming out. And here's the thing with help. you know, as I was just talking about being hyper independent, especially Black women have this real hard, real bad. Like we have been indoctrinated into hyper independence in so many different ways that it's just painful to even admit out loud. When we start talking about, how common it is for Black women to be single mothers, to be single, let's talk about that, single, period, and then single parents, okay, and then solopreneurs, okay, and then when we start talking about even if you have a job, it's still you're seen as the person that has the answers, that can do the things, that can go above and beyond, that has the resilience to go past adversities and challenges. And it's like historically Black women have been given a lot of pressure and burden to do and be the person for everybody's everything. I mean, we could take it back into slavery days. We was nursing other people's kids. Shit. So we historically have not been given permission to rest. We have historically not been given permission to take breaks. We have historically not been given permission to seek help without being seen as incompetent or vulnerable. It's like, there's certain aspects of our lived experience that doesn't come with a lot of grace and compassion. And so we've developed this mindset of not asking for help and pretending like we don't need help. And it's like, don't worry about, I got it. We try to do all the things without assistance. And that is, I will say that that's not always our choice. Sometimes it ends up being circumstance, but circumstance breeds that kind of behavior, hyper independence. So then when you have a qualified partner, whether it's romantic or friendship or business partnership, you have a qualified partner come into your hemisphere and want to help you create impact, whether it's helping you with your life or helping you with a project. We don't always know how to let it in. We don't always know how to accept the help. We usually accept the help with a condition that we want to do something else in return, even though we've already done a bunch of stuff on the front end. This is me all day. I have this all day. It's like if someone wants to help me, then I'm looking to double down on how they help me, even if I've been helping them all along. And many of you have done this to me and with me, and it always is the teachable moment. Is someone I forget that I come on here and I speak my piece, I channel these messages and I offer what I offer. And I do this without pay. I do this without great reward. I mean, aside from your testimonials and your feedback, I just show up to do the things. I've helped people who couldn't afford my services. I've done things for pro bono. I'm constantly pouring into people here, there, and fucking everywhere. And then when someone wants to help me, then I'm skeptical. Like, well, let me do this back in exchange for you. And they're like, no, but you've helped me so much. I've had several people do this to me and do this with me. And it's a teachable moment for me every single time where it's like, allow me. It's okay. You have poured deeply into this person or into their business or into their projects or just made them feel good on a day that they needed it. Like you've done those things. Like the karma is already out there. It's okay for you to receive benefit, blessing, help. Like it's okay. Some of you have sent me really generous tips, and it's like I feel like I'm supposed to do something in response to that, forgetting that I've already done so many things on the front end. And you all remind me of that, and I appreciate you for that. And this message is here for all of us. It's like we're asking for abundance. We're asking for abundance. And then when the abundance starts to come in the form of actual physical help, when people want to sow a seed into your business or want to just give you a blessing, whether it's financial or it's some help or it's an idea, it's like we block the blessings. I have been living like a queen ever since I quit my job, my full-time job, my primary income stream. I quit my job almost 10 years, 8 years ago, and I have been living lavishly ever since. And if anybody knows anything about entrepreneurship, that money is not always coming all the time. There are highs and lows. There can be feast and famine. And I'm literally in a stage of famine right now, and I'm chilling. I mean, like when I tell you I'm chilling, I don't say that to say like, everybody should just do nothing and then your life is going to be great. I live a life of alignment, and so provision is constantly being made for me. Like without me asking, the provision is coming in. People are asking, can they do this for me? I mean, like all kinds of things. People are asking, can they support my business? Can they help promote this? Can they participate in that? Can I cook you food? Can I make you a drink? Can I fix your car? I mean, I'm getting all kinds of benefit and blessing that I'm not asking for, but I'd be lying if I said there was a part of me that didn't feel like, are you sure? Like, you sure? Like, you want to do that for me? Okay, well, what do I need to give you some money? Like, what you need from me? And so I'm unlearning. I have to unlearn these mindsets and these reactive behaviors because I'm asking for the blessings to come in. So then when the blessings start coming in a way that I don't expect, where people generously want to help me, I'm like, I don't know, but I'm doing better. That's part of what I'm learning how to leave behind, and that's also a part of the forgiveness story. Because there have been people who have done things for me in the past that also came back to throw it in my face, like, well, I did this and that for you. So I was like, oh no, I don't want nobody to help me do nothing because I don't want to feel that. I don't want to hear that, and I don't want to feel that. But that's not the right attitude to have. I need to forgive those people who said those things to me and made me feel that way, or I chose to feel that way in response. But the conditions were right for me to respond that way. I have to forgive those people who said those things and treated me that way. Because if I don't forgive those people, it's not going to allow me to fully receive the benefit and the blessings that's coming through the hearts and the hands of people that are in front of me. because I'm still holding them hostage to this person that was behind me. So I don't know how this resonates for you all, but it's a lot of energy around. We're in a season of getting and needing help. Okay. Like nobody should be too proud to beg. Okay. And I'm not talking about just begging for anything, because you need $5, you begging for $5. No. It's like if you have a vision, you have a vision of what you know you're called to do, and you need resources, support, help, physical labor, whatever it is, ask for it. And the key ingredients here is being in alignment with a purpose and a calling. It's not just, oh, I just need $10 because it's Tuesday. It's no, it's I have a big picture plan. I have a vision for what I know I am called to do. I need resources, information, support, finances. I need stuff for it. Ask for it. Ask for it. They say closed mouths don't get fed. That's a fact. That's all right. That is a fact. Abundance includes help, people. If you don't know how to receive a compliment, receive a favor, receive a donation, receive an offer of help without saying, no, 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 I got it. Or no, don't worry about it, it's okay. And you know you don't have nobody to get it and you really need that help. It's like you better learn how to say yes. Yes, and thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. And oh my God, thank you so much. It's like this energy of many hands make light work. You all think that the calling and the purpose that you have in your life is just for you to do in your own little corner. It may be for you to spearhead, but it's for others to collaborate and to corroborate to bring this into reality. Gotta learn how to accept help, you guys. We gotta learn how to ask for it, like, hey, I don't know, I need, and to receive it when it's offered, and to receive it graciously. And to receive it, of course, in the 3D way that we receive things by, showing appreciation and words of admiration and gratitude. But it also is for us to remember where that help is actually coming from. And when we live in alignment with our purpose, with our higher calling, doing the work we know we're called to do, provision shall be made. And you should be looking for it and not letting your pride, this is what I do, let my pride and ego get in the way of it to where I think now I'm indebted to a person. No, I'm indebted to the Most High. My scales get balanced through karmic action. It may not be through directly pouring back into the person that poured into me. It may be a pay it forward. And that's what many of us have to remember is that when divine blessings come in, they are divine. It may come in the package and through a face and hands that you like, I don't know if I could trust. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you know if it's aligned through the divine or not. Okay. All right, let me slow down. Let me go back. Y'all chit chatting, and I love when y'all be talking to each other. Somatically, old shapes and conditioned tendencies that didn't allow me to make choices that embrace abundance, like doubting intuition. Come on. Funny you say that because I just saw the card of intuition also. I'm tapping more into just listening to my body. I was gonna try and ouch through last night. Oh, probably push through karaoke last night, but I had to cancel because my body just wouldn't allow it. Oh, girl, I saw your flyer and something told me that that needed to happen too. So I'm glad you listened. That is very much in alignment. Shifting the relationship of listening to our body and responding to its needs versus asking it to do what we want 100% of the time is a game changer. Facts on facts, people. Listening to your body's intelligence, or as Ryan said, your intuition. This is what I teach and why I teach it because it is a game changer. The essence agrees. It's a game changer. It's so simple too, you guys. And when I say it's so simple, it doesn't mean it's always easy to know the voice of intuition because sometimes our mind, our inner critic be so loud, our fears and doubts and past experiences, all that should be so loud that it sometimes is hard to actually hear the clarity of our intuition. But I'm just talking about the basic math of the premise that when you pay attention to really what is going on inside you at a soul level, the rest of the world becomes easier to navigate. It just does. Because you know exactly where you stand. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly what you need. When you tap into your intuition, you know exactly what you want to be a part of, what you want to create, who you want to be there, how you want to feel, what you want to be, in charge of, whatever the things. We have all the details inside. But the only reason why it doesn't quite show up on the outside is because we start overriding what intuitively we know to be our truth. We override it with our own criticism. We override it with other people's expectations or their interpretation of what should be or could be. We override it with what we believe to be just life circumstance, the 3D reality. We override it with quote reality, right? Like, yeah, I'm feeling like this and da 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 da, but I just don't see how that can happen. So then we override it. But really, our intuition is the gateway to our optimal intelligence every day, all day, every day, all day. And the only reason why you hear me talking about human design so much, so much, so much, so much is because it allows you to know how to tap in to your intuition. Like, that's what the tool is for. It offers so many more layers of self understanding, but fundamentally, it allows you to know how to tap into you. It allows you to know what are some of the blocks and barriers that keep you from really trusting your intuition. For some of you all, it's because you have defined agna. You're a thinker. Everything's got to make sense. If it don't make sense, you don't think it's gonna make dollars. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You know, like your brain overrides everything your body is intuitively telling you to be truth. You override it with past stories, with future stories that haven't happened, which is what we call fears. You override it with somebody else's experience because they have a testimony of something, and you don't take that as truth instead of paying attention to what really feels resonant for you. Okay. So, as I got the card, it's not me. This is the shit I'm talking about. It's like you can't take everybody else's truth as yours and adopt it as yours because they are not you. They are not you. Okay. There's folks that, coming into this next season, next few months, next few years, there's folks that have their own vision of what is possible coming up in the next few seasons, and they're basing that vision all on where they've been before, or what they've heard before, what they've experienced before. All of their future envisionment is based on past experiences because that's what the mind does. The mind can only draw from what it has experienced before, and the ego accepts that as fact and starts to project onto the future. Okay, that's how most people process the world. They refuse to take a step in the direction of a future without accounting for the data of the past. That's what we call logic and reason. We got to have data to justify why I'm saying this is my possible future. Okay. But when you do that, when you do anything other than tap in with your intuition, you are disconnecting yourself from your truth immediately. Like immediately. Immediately. I hope that you all understand that. It doesn't mean that you can't take in feedback, that you can't take in, the story of somebody else's experience, but it's not for you to just automatically embody it as truth. You got to check in, tap in with yourself. Okay. And it's a lot of energy around that as we're moving into these higher timelines, you guys. We see it everywhere already. AI, artificial intelligence, is giving us a run for our money already, and it's just getting started. There's just no way for us to see with our eyes and feel that we are looking at factual information or factual experience. We just can't trust what we see visually, particularly on the TV or the internet. We can't trust it, and nor should we. And it's okay. And quite honestly, it's the same kind of mindset with our actual physical reality. I know you guys see situations and circumstances and you believe that to be the quote truth of the situation, but it's like that should be an illusion too. Just because it looks like that in your life in front of your eyes doesn't mean that's what it is. There's a higher order unfolding in our lives, you guys. Is a higher order unfolding. You may be having a conversation with someone that turns to conflict, and so you're just like, we're beefing and we're mad at each other, and this is gonna be fucked up. But higher order looks back to say, no, this is a clarifying conversation. You all are coming to understand where you align and where you don't, and this is gonna set you on a trajectory to more alignment. Because through this difficult conversation, it's gonna give you the clarity you need to be able to make the decision you know you gotta make. Like, but in the throes of it, it's like, oh, shit's so fucked up. It's never gonna get better, and it's just, oh my god, it just feels like so, immovable. It just feels impossible to change. Da, 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 da. But higher order thinking is like, nah, this is a piece of the process. This isn't my reality. This is just a piece of the process that creates my reality. Okay. Whew. A lot of energy on that. Okay. Taking a wider lens look at experiences that we have. It's not saying that this is my reality and this is what it is. It's like a wider lens stance on this says sees a bigger picture. Okay. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you, moderator, for moderating. It's like we access so much more wisdom, but also that alignment that makes things so much easier. That abundance hits different and comes in ways we don't expect. Come on, unlearning abundance look one way and learning how it's everywhere is a trip. Yeah, that's interesting language. Unlearning abundance. Oops. Yeah, that's really interesting. Unlearning abundance. Yeah, and that's a thing too. Because some of us see abundance only showing up one way. It can only show up one way. So many of you forget miracles happen every day. Surprise, chance, circumstances, and encounters happen every day. And it's a surprise to you. It doesn't mean it's actually a surprise in real life. It's just like you didn't see it coming. So unlearning abundance to me sounds like really unlearning these rigid ways in which we think prosperity happens or is supposed to happen. I have somebody, a close friend, in fact, who is looking for work, sick of her job, looking for work, but refuses to entertain any other possibility or way of finances coming into her life besides a W 2 job. It's either I'm going to have a W 2 job or I'm going to start a business. And those are only two ways that finances can come in. And that's just not true. There's all kind of ways to create money, to make money. You can make something, you can sell something, you can rent something out, or lease something out. You know, you can offer to volunteer some time in exchange for some other provision. Like there's all kind of ways to get our needs met, but when we fixate and focus on abundance only coming in one linear way, I gotta work hard to make money. If that's the only logic that you have in your mind, you're gonna override all these other ways in which abundance can come in. And a lot of times we're looking at abundance just to be financial. It may be a barter that meets your needs, some kind of energetic exchange that meets your needs. But we be focused on money being the thing all the time. So there is a need for many of us to unlearn abundance and what that looks like. For me, trauma and intuition come from the same place. And I could see that. Listening to my body allowed me to recognize which one is talking. Regulated nervous system is my intuition. Dysregulated is trauma. Listen, if we want to get into human design, those of you who know human design a little bit, or you've seen your chart, we start talking about the spleen. The spleen is what you're talking about, Ryan. In human design, that's spleen energy. The spleen can be the source of our fears, or it can be the source of our intuition. Okay. It can be the voice that says all things are possible even if you don't know how. And it can also be the voice that says nothing is possible unless you know how. It's the same place. So you're absolutely right. It's the little triangle on the left side of the chart. The bottom left side of the chart is the spleen. So I'm not going to go deep into human design, but those of you who want to learn more about that part of yourself, I welcome you to book a reading or do your own self inquiry. But this is what Dick and I do. We help people really unpack some of these habits and patterns that energetically you are going to default to unless you're consciously and intentional about doing something different, which was what he's describing. hmm I love that. Thank you for sharing. I love that you're here. Yes, I love that you're here. All right, last card that I have for the day. I said this is going to be a short session. I lied. Card says message of peace. By the way, like the video if you all didn't get a chance to yet. Message of peace. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Please put it in the chat. Message of peace. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? This is not just a message for you. This is a message for the collective. And I would love for you guys to start sharing more messages with each other. So this is a call to action. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear or see the card message of peace? What's the message of peace that you need to share? Maybe it's you talking to yourself. Maybe it's you talking in community here. What's the message of peace? And don't give me the, oh, nobody cares what I think. It's not that serious. Listen, you don't know what people need to hear. It's not even your business for you to be trying to psychoanalyze what people need to hear. What is it that you feel called to share? It may be a message of accountability for yourself. It may be a message of encouragement for somebody else in this chat. It may be a message that encourages trust. It may be a message that encourages relaxation and rest. It may be something that encourages people to be proactive and getting support. It may be a message that says for us to not worry. Uh, he says being open to ease, as uncomfortable and unnatural as it feels, and doing life easier because I'm aligned. Listen, we start talking about peace. We are talking about a regulated nervous system. Some of us have lived in dysregulation as a lifestyle. And it's not necessarily by conscious choice, it's just by default what's familiar. We're used to having a little tension or maybe a lot of tension going on in our life. Sometimes we don't even feel fully comfortable in our own skin because if everything is too calm, that means that something is wrong. Hear this mindset. If everything is too calm, that means something is wrong or something is soon to be wrong, right? It's a lot of energy around this message of peace being really self focused. It's not how do I keep the peace with others, but how do I tap into peace for myself? Remember when I said this is really kind of simple? You want to know how to tap into peace for yourself, you got to go inside yourself to feel for it, to explore what do I feel like I need in order to feel more relaxed in this circumstance or this situation or in this moment right now. What would allow me to feel more ease, more calm, more relaxation, given where I am right now? When we start talking about being intuitive, that means you got to go inside. You got to tap in. TAP. Tune in, assess, and then proceed. Tap in. You can't be intuitive by focusing on everything and everybody outside of yourself. You got to go inside. So, like me, you got to be willing to kind of sit in the silence, grab your journal and a pen, ask Spirit what you are being called forth to do. What is the good work that you are to focus on? Who are you here to help? And how are you here to serve? You got to tap in to know what is best for you. You can't ask somebody else's opinion and let it stop there. You got to go in with that opinion and see, does that feel good for you? Does that perspective resonate for you? Does it feel aligned for you? Okay. This is a season of transformation. In real time and right before our eyes, we are seeing humanity shift from an unconscious level of awareness to more conscious. We're moving from doing things just because that's how it's always been done and that's because that's what they said, to now critically thinking about our next move and why. These are all healthy shifts. And when we start critically thinking about how we're moving and we take that self reflection inside, we're not just evaluating data and facts and outcomes, but we're factoring in feelings. You're feeling for what feels good and using that as the litmus test for whether or not to do a thing or not. Like, that is where we're moving. It's not just using logic and evidence to make decisions. We're not doing that anymore. We've been doing that blindly without factoring in how we feel. I think we can all agree that we really want to feel better about ourselves, about our community, about where this world is heading. Well, guess what? We all got to start feeling a lot more. Thank you, Hillbilly Man. We all got to start feeling a lot more for resonance. Not just what makes sense, but what feels good. Okay. So I'm about to tap out. I'm about to get in my journaling. I'm going to stay in my self reflection. I'm going to honor my own intuitive calling. I'm going to tap in to feel for what I'm supposed to focus on today and what I need to make a priority. And I encourage you all to do the same. It's a season of transformation, you guys. It's a season of elevation. It's a season of doing things new and better. Okay. It's a season of welcoming in help. Anticipating abundance will come with help. Okay. All right. And I think that's all I got for today. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't get a chance to already, Hillbilly Man. It is Friday. It's the weekend. We're coming up on Father's Day. Shout out to all my papas in the place. Shout out to all the folks who are grieving the absence of their father this year. We can still show love even in their absence, and I'm excited to do that. I'm also hosting an event on Father's Day. It's early in the afternoon to where you can pop in if you're in the Houston area. I'm hosting it at Doshi House, where we are doing I'll call it a powwow. It feels more, it's not like workshopy, it's more like just bringing community together. So if you know folks in the Houston area that are helper healer types that are just in need of some community, I know a lot of helper healers who are burnt the fuck out right now and don't really want to help people, and that's a real concern for me. So I'm hosting this space to be able to, one, provide that community support, and then also be able to teach people more about human design and how to manage their energy in a more aligned way. So if you have anybody in the area that resonates with that, of course, send them my way. There's a flyer. Oh, I need to put it in my story again. But there's a flyer on the website, which is begreateveryday.com. Go to the events page. Starting at 11 a.m. Central Time. for about 90 minutes, maybe a little bit more. Just gonna have coffee and chill out and talk and see what we can do to restore our own cups so that we can serve the community better. So I will be doing this virtually as well pretty soon, but I'm starting with my Houston community because I just need to tap in with some local folks. So y'all make sure you're on the list serve on begreateveryday.com. You go down to the bottom, make sure your email address is in there so that when we drop the deets for the online version that everybody can join. And I would love to see you all there. All right. I'm out of here. I love y'all so much. I'll be back on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, until further notice. The morning messages with Alami. I love y'all. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.